Hello and welcome Slashers, Knife Grip here, and welcome back to my channel. Now for today's video, I'll be doing an update on Terrordrome, Reign of the Legends. You guys may not remember, I covered this a while ago. And it did decent when I did cover it, and I do sometimes get messages asking me whatever happened to this game, where it's at in development, this and that. And well, today, for you guys, I got an update. So, with all that said, let's get into this. So, a new teaser trailer for this game just dropped recently, and it's about early access. So, one of the reasons I'm making this video is because Terrordrome Reign of the Legends is coming to early access, launching with 5 characters, pretty much half of the roster, 5 stages, along with online matches, coming the 24th of this month, July. And according to the Discord, the roster was gonna have 10 characters, but now it's gonna have 12, as there are 2 secret fighters that are being introduced into the game. We're not sure who these fighters are yet, but we will probably find out in the later months or years, whenever. And now that we're on the topic of the roster, let's get into some of the characters that are gonna be in this game. We got a character called Neverman, who is pretty much a Slender Man inspired character, Frankenstein, Van Helsing, Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, and Bloody Mary. Those are the 5 characters that will launch on early access. Now let's get on to the other characters. We got Dracula, Mr. Hyde, White Lady, Wendigo, and a character called This, which is pretty much it, Pennywise, but their own version and take on a killer clown, and I do love this design. And actually, at the end of the teaser trailer that was released for the early access, he makes a brief little appearance in that teaser trailer, and he looks fucking awesome. I cannot wait to play as him. He's probably going to be one of my main characters to play as. We also have a list of characters we could see in this game in the foreseeable future. Let me read off these characters. We got a werewolf, mummy, Baba Yaga, reptilian, gray alien, Mothman, android, Herbert West, which I guess is a copyright-free character, and then we also got Krampus. I think these are all really good ideas for characters. I can't wait to see the designs they have for them. I also hope they add their own unique appearance to these characters, maybe even give them unique names. Some of them come up with some of their own original characters, because this is, after all, a horror fighting game, and I want to see what original characters they could come up with. And on this note, I think I'm just going to throw out a suggestion for a character that they should add. I think they should add a zombie fighter, though it may be a little too similar to the Mummy. I think they should add a zombie fighter into the game. I think that'd be pretty cool. The only thing is, I don't want them to just name him Zombie or something. I think they should come up with a unique name for this character so he's just not called Zombie. Another fighter I want to see in this game is a killer doll fighter, because I love Chucky, so I gotta see a killer doll in here. But there's one character that had a possibility to be in this game, but is unfortunately not going to be able to be in the game. Casey Hack from the Hack/Slash comic books. I don't know a shit ton about this character, but she did go toe to toe with Chucky, and man, she had a possibility of being in this game, and she would fit well in this game. But unfortunately, since the Kickstarter didn't do as good, they unfortunately won't be able to include her, which is very unfortunate, because I think she would have been a badass character to have in this game. I mean, look at her. She's literally fighting Neverman in this picture. Like, I think she would fit well in this game. I mean, it could happen in the future, but I don't know. It really sucks, but what can you do? I'm not going to get into a full-on breakdown on how the combat system works in this game, but some of these characters do have some pretty badass, sick character abilities and special attacks that you use as these characters. I'm just going to go over a few so you guys get the idea. A good example is Van Helsing's Chupacabra, which he can summon with an Unleash move. This Chupacabra, after he summons it, after summoning this Chupacabra, he can literally leap on an opponent and bite the hell out of him. I think this is dope. Completely awesome. Van Helsing also has some kind of green orb, which I think is kind of interesting. Neverman has a couple of moves with the stretchy arms that he can also like use that suitcase to attack people too. Neverman has some kind of black goop attack that he can shoot. I guess it's a attack. I'm not sure what that is actually. But also, I love Van Helsing's weapon in this game. He has like some kind of shotgun with like an axe on it. It's sick. I really like it. Like I said, I'm not going full on in depth on the attacks and stuff that you could do in this game, but those are just a couple that I wanted to point out that I thought were pretty dope. Speaking of special abilities and attacks, let's talk about Terrordrome Reign of the Legends fatalities. That is right, this game will in fact have fatalities, but they're not called fatalities at all actually. They're called death sentences, which I think are the perfect name for this game. And I mean, from what I've seen so far, they got some pretty cool ones. Like Bloody Mary has one where she shoots a bunch of glass shards into her opponent. And then Frankenstein has one where he could literally bash the opponent's head in with his fucking hammer. It's cool. I like what they're doing with this. I just hope that they show these kills in depth and they're not like cutaway kills or something. I like to see the details, so they better show the details. And I think it's cool they're adding in these finishers because Terrordrome 1 was originally going to have cinematic fatalities, but they got removed. I think that had to do with the hardware that they used to make the game, but these were pretty cool fatalities. Just watch this. Bitch!
Groovy.
No fucking way!
Shaking in my boots. Oh.
I am Chucky, the killer dog!
However, this game replaced those cinematic fatalities with trophies, which works for that game. And I'm glad they decided, instead of trophies, to just do death sentences, their own version of fatalities. And I think in some kind of way, I think it'd be cool to see trophies in Terrordrome Reign of the Legends as sort of a brutality kind of thing, their own take on brutalities, like from Mortal Kombat. I think that'd be pretty cool, but who knows what they're gonna do? Who knows if trophies are gonna return or not? But if not, death sentences are good enough. And I hope there's 2 death sentences for each character, because that'd be awesome. I also want to mention real quick that every single fighter has a stage that caters to them. For example, Dracula has some kind of, I don't know, it's like a mansion or like a huge ass building that he just lives in, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what to call that. There's a cemetery which I want to guess belongs to Frankenstein. An amusement park which belongs to the clown of this. Bloody Mary has some kind of world that's like surrounded in blood. It's like some kind of mirror world. And I guess that map has sort of things from her past, which is pretty interesting. Van Helsing, however, has some kind of arcade, as a fighting stage. And then Neverman has some kind of underground area where I guess he hides from people, so he's like not discovered or something. Pretty cool stuff, honestly. I'm liking the design behind these maps. Oh, and shall I mention, these stages, these fighter stages, also have soundtracks that go with these stages. That is right, there is a composer for this game. I've heard the soundtrack, it sounds amazing. From what they have so far, I love it. For this soundtrack, they have a music composer by the name of Mitchell Rakowski. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but if I'm butchering, I'm sorry. But he, man, just listen to this soundtrack. I love it. Overall, such a stellar soundtrack. I absolutely love it. I honestly cannot wait to hear the soundtrack for the clown stage, the clown this. I love killer clowns in movies and games, and I can't wait to see what twisted theme that they come up for him, for his stage. I'm looking forward to it. And you know something, if you want to learn more about these characters that are going to be in this game and their backstory, then you can read all about them on the Terror Tales stories, which is an area that you go on the Terrordrome website, and they literally have stories about these characters, and they pretty much, I guess, go into their backstories. I haven't read any of them yet. I do want to take the time to read them eventually, but they look interesting, and I cannot wait to get into them. But pretty much, these characters have backstories, and there's people that are tormented by these different characters, and yeah, there's an area on the Terrordrome website where you can read all about it. So if you want to read it, link down description below. I'm not sure if any of this is going to tie into the main story mode, because if you guys do not know, there will be a main story mode. I'm not sure if there's like a big bad boss at the end of the game like there is at like the end of Mortal Kombat games or what. But the story, however, will take place in modern times. It will explore the supernatural and conspiracies of our world. It will intertwine the characters' lives in a swirl of events that will conclude with a dramatic ending. So they didn't give anything away about the story, but it already sounds pretty intriguing, and I cannot wait to experience it. I'm overall really looking forward to this game. I will definitely be getting the early access for this game. I'm definitely not going to pass that up. And when I do get it, I will play it on the channel for you guys. I'll give it a play, give my thoughts, and whenever new news comes out about it, I will try to cover it. But that'll be all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and definitely subscribe to Become Splasher. All social media links and my merch down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching my update on Terrordrome Reign of the Legends. I will try to do more videos on this game in the near future, but I'm out of here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget guys to keep on slashing.